Hello, everyone. This is Braden Kelly of Blogging Innovation here with Scott Cook, founder of Intuit. Scott, really like to ask you about innovation and building innovation as a deep capability within the organization. And as you started Intuit and as you look to grow it and make it a successful company, what are some of the key things that you tried to do to help make innovation a capability and a continuous possibility for the organization?
Yeah, that's something we've been spending a lot of time on over the last 4 years. So I think a lot of the DNA we have on innovation is good in the company, but we had lost some of the skill and capabilities. We hired new people, new managers. So we went into a big rebuilding starting in '07. Things that have been what you're trying to do is change and improve the way teams do their daily work and the way managers, what they expect of teams. So we've worked it at all levels. So I work with teams from the top, and it changes our expectations of what business unit leaders do with their teams. And then we have innovation catalysts who work to coach teams and help teams when they hit innovation roadblocks or are trying to leap and really change their thinking. We also work on skill building. So one example is that a number of our executives had actually never, who we'd hired from various companies, good folks, but had never actually done innovation in the way that we teach people to do it. So we took 2 days of an offsite with just the top 18 people in the company and had our innovation catalysts come in and have them do the very processes that we expect of our teams. Customer immersion with customers. And the executives did it live. We recruited customers. They came in. The nature of going broad, the nature of trying to come to a key insight, testing that insight back with the customers. Then going broad on, okay, with that insight, what could you do? And then narrowing. We made them go through the same steps that we expect of a team, so they personally can have done it. I find it hard for leaders to lead to a destination they have not yet been. So that's why we had to work on the leadership level. At the same time, we were working on the teams and how they work. So we also do internal company broadcasts where we take teams inside Intuit, and they tell their stories of how they did it step by step, because we all learn from stories. Another thing that we do is we teach by doing. We used to teach by preaching, talk at people. I don't find adults learn from being talked at. They just retain the same habits they already have. So if you really want to change habits, you have to get them to practice the new habits. So now when we do company meetings or leadership development sessions, most of it is doing. Very little of it is listening. We get them busy doing the very things we want them to do, or with homework in advance where they've had to interview people who do what we want them to do and learn from that and report back. It's a very doing process. So that's been a big change we've made is how we actually conduct the meetings where we want to use them to change habits. So that's a series of things. None of it happens fast, step by step. Some teams move faster than others, and we try to use those to inspire the rest. But I think as I work with teams now, I see them, we are getting better outputs, higher success rates with customers, much higher ratings of new products, fewer failures, and the failures are pruned out early and cheap, which is the whole goal. So I'm seeing the output metrics now, finally, after 4 years of working at this, that you'd predict and you'd desire from making these sorts of interventions.
So in talking with other people at Intuit, it became very clear that when the company started, when it was small, there was this idea of follow me homes, and then kind of follow me to the office. And the Catalyst program sounds like one of the things that you're doing to try to instill some of these behaviors across the company and expose people to some of the ideas. And as I talked with people at the organization, it became very clear that the Design for Delight concept that you're trying to move across the organization is spreading farther and wider. And as you've pursued that, what are some of the key challenges that you've found and that you've overcome over time in relation to trying to take some of the small company ethos as you've grown and maintain those aspects of designing for customer delight?
Well, I'd say two things. One, there was a challenge of team size. The team size when we started, of course, was small. So everyone on the team was very close to customers. Our team sizes grew, and they grew, and they grew. And once you get a bigger team, if you move from 4 people working on a product to 20 or 30 or 50, Well, then you've got some people on the team who go out and meet with customers, and other people say, I don't need to do that. You do that. I'll just listen to what you say. And suddenly you get most of the team who's never met with customers or hasn't met in the last year with customers or with prospects. And then you have much more communication problems. You don't have shared vision. You don't have shared understanding. A lot of things go haywire. So key is to get back to smaller team sizes. So we've been busting up the team sizes. So we've taken teams that used to be 30 or 40 and broken up, so in some cases, no team bigger than 4. Now, then we have to architect the work a lot more if those teams are truly going to be independent. But that's our job as leaders. So that's been one very helpful thing. I think another, I'd focus on learning from customer behaviors. Not learning from customers, learning from customer behaviors. Because the tempting tendency is for people on teams to rely on what customers say. And maybe that works if you're selling to specialists. Let's say you're selling to a doctor who does cardiac surgery 8 hours a day, 5 days a week. Maybe that person can really tell you accurately what they're going to do if confronted with a new offering. But for regular people that you sell regular stuff to, who might do taxes once a year or might work with their bank once a week, or pay their employees once every 2 weeks, what they tell you, maybe half of it they'll actually do, but you actually don't know which half you're listening to. So I've learned much more reliable is behaviors. Trust observable behaviors that you can observe and measure, either measure remotely through what happens on the web, or you can measure by observing it with your own eyes. The tendency, though, when you take people who haven't been trained and send them out to meet with customers, is they go out and interview customers. Well, you've just invented the world's most expensive way to do a customer interview. If you're going to interview them, call them on the phone or send them a survey. Don't do a follow-me home. Follow-me home's right there so you can see with your eyes. So shut up. Say nothing. Watch for an hour or 2 or 3. Then you can ask them about what you saw, and then you're asking about behaviors. That's still an interview, not the most reliable, but it'll be better because you're probing about specific behaviors you saw. So I'd say that's the second thing that we've worked to reinstill, is trust behaviors and behavioral data, not attitudes or words.
Very good. Well, I think the insight is very important, and really taking the time to listen, like you said, is very important to innovation, and that's what we're all trying to do, or at least the people that follow Blogging Innovation. So on behalf of the readers and the viewers of Blogging Innovation, I thank you very much, Scott, for your time. And again, this has been Braden Kelly of Blogging Innovation, here with Scott Cook of Intuit.